Hello, hi everybody, I'm Zura and today we are here for a new tank review, and the guest star of today is the Object 252U, also known as Defender. And here we are, this is a still Soviet monster EV tank, tier 8. It's really cool in my opinion, even with this super patriotic graphics. I appreciate a lot the graphical work done by the wargaming guys. The chain gun at the back with the small musical instruments, some crates, some sacks, and so on. Well, it's a really cool aesthetic tank, but we wanna see if this one is good or not. And just before seeing how this beast perform on the battlefield, let's check his statistic. Okay, here we are. I have decided to compare the Defender, also known as Object 252U. Okay, for clarity, I'm going to call him just Defender. Together with the other brother, the Soviet brother of the tier 8, we have 4 premium tanks: IS-3A, IS-5, IS-6, and the standard Soviet tier 8 EV tank, the IS-3, that is considered by probably 100% of the population of World of Tank one of the best heavy tank in tier 8. Okay, we can see the DPM, the damage per minute of the Defender, is pretty the same of the IS-3 and is lower than the other 3 premium tanks, with the IS-6 that share the same DPM of the IS-3A. For what concerns the penetration, we have values very close to each other. Only the IS-6 fall behind just because the IS-6 is a premium tank with preferential matchmaking. It doesn't meet tier 10, so Wargaming decided to put the 122mm coming directly from the IS tier 7 EV tank into IS-6. So we have a gun that lacks in penetration. The alpha damage is the same, but surprise, the 122mm on the Defender share the same alpha damage of the T10, the tier 9 heavy Soviet tank. So this punch is the tough of all the tier 8. Then we have, okay, the same caliber for all the guns. Then we have a pretty nice shell velocity because 1000 meters per second for AP round, in my opinion, is pretty good. We have amazing shell velocity for IS-3A and IS-5 just because they have APCR for standard round and then it for premium rounds. But in my opinion, I prefer the Defender just because AP round with 1000, it's okay. They has 5 degrees of normalization, and if I'm in bad situation, I can go with APCR 1250 and 265 penetration. Okay, standard, the number of ammo brought on the tank for all those guys. And then let's check the gun handling. And here comes another surprise, just because the gun handling of the Defender is not bad at all. Yes, this tank has probably the strongest punch among all tier 8 heavy tank in the game. And we can see that we have the fastest aim time. Okay, the same of the IS-5, but we have only 0.42 dispersion. That is behind the IS-3. Okay, the IS-3 probably has the better gun handling because 0.38, 0.20, 0.20, 0.08. That dispersion while moving, turning the tank and turning the turret of the IS-3 probably are the best, but in my opinion the Defender is a little bit better, only for this value, 1 degree of gun depression more than IS-3. The gun handling value are close, and for the aiming time a little bit better. I think that this extra degree of gun depression sometimes do the difference, because you can hide a little bit better your lower plate, that is the weak spot of all those tanks. So the strongest punch for firepower, not the best DPM, but we have probably the best gun handling, or on par with the IS-3. And then let's check the mobility. We are talking of a premium tank. Defender is a premium tank like IS-3A, IS-5, IS-6. 35 kilometers of top speed, 14 reverse, 13.59 power weight ratio. Here we can see that the IS-3 has probably the best value, the best terrain resistances, and well, what is really important, the best turret traverse and the best tank traverse. Tank traverse is the same that the Defender, and we can see that the Defender probably is the second, just a little bit behind the IS-3. The IS-3 is probably 5%, 7% better mobility than Defender, not so much. I can say that all those tanks probably share the same mobility. Only the IS-3A can feel a little bit sluggish. And then let's check the armor. That is the K. Let's move a little bit. Okay. Let's check the armor that in a heavy tank is a K value. And we can see that the whole armor of the Defender shines above all the other. IS-3 is known for its excellent all-around armor, and I can just say you that the Defender is better than IS-3. And this tank probably... Okay, this tank in my opinion is better than IS-3. So I think that Wargaming have made a mistake in creating a premium tank that can both win money and can give you an advantage in many situations. Talking of the Defender, I'm spoiling the final result of the review, but it's clear to everybody that on paper the Defender is better than the other tanks. Let's check the armor closely. Okay. Suggested equipment, ventilation, gun rammer, and vertical stabilizer. Okay, the view range is not a key point for this tank, because you can go closer and you can punch with your gun. Let's check the armor. The armor of the Defender is unbelievable, because frontally the 130 millimeters, but it's not only rough armor, because look at this angle. The armor is pretty damn angled. All the upper plate is out of bounds. The lower plate is pretty huge, and this is a massive weak spot, but look, 200 more than 200 millimeter of armor in the weak spot. This is the same armor of the upper plate of the IS-3. So this means that the weak spot of the Defender is tough like the toughest part of the IS-3. And the turret is it's okay. It's okay. The weak spot are those small cupola, but it's pretty challenging to hit the cupolas from the distance. The other weak spot that I suggest to you, if the Defender is hiding well the lower plate, just try to shoot premium rounds on the widest part of the mantlet, because There's a hole behind here, close to the gun. We can see 250 around. It's better to shoot here than try to pass through this zone that is almost impossible. The widest part of the mantlet, look, the mantlet is not symmetric. The gun is placed in the center, but all the mantlet is shifted on the right. So in this area, you can go through with more 250 more penetration. As better to aim here than to the cupolas that are a small target. Okay. Otherwise, goes for the lower plate. The lower plate is tough, but you can go through with 200 or more millimeter penetration. Pay attention that if the defender is positioned, if you are positioned above the defender, the lower plate becomes tougher, and the upper plate is tough too. If you are above the defender, okay, and he's aiming at you, in this situation, the defender becomes a really tough nut to crack, just because all the armor goes around or over 250 millimeters, and the only safe area to shoot at are the two cupolas. Okay, pay attention, because defender relies a lot on the armor angles. Now check the side armor. The side armor is pretty damn effective. Side scraping is suggested a lot, just because the cheek of the arrowhead frontal plate are 10 times tougher than IS-3, so you can go side scraping in this way. Just hide this zone, and your enemies have to overmatch 280 millimeters of armor, otherwise the defender is a real side scraping beast. On the side can be tricky, because this area is very well angled, and sometimes happen that to see ricochet on, to hear ricochet on your back, just because the shape of the tank is pretty damn well angled. Okay, now it's time to get stuck into some gameplay. Let's go and check to see and go to see how the defender perform on the battlefield. And here we are on airfield. Okay, in Italian is campo di volo, but for the English, I believe that is airfield. And we are going with our defender. I'm so sorry that during this match I was doing a phone call, so I was distracted, and I go in the center like a medium tank, but I usually but I suggest to go on the right side together with all the other heavy tank in this area, because it's a little bit better. The gun depression of the defender is 6 degrees. That is enough for the right zone of this map, but it's not enough for the central part, because in this area I prefer to use a tank with 8 or more degrees of gun depression. But whatever, we are going to see what the defender can do in this situation that is not so common for the defender. I'm not trying to spot, because I'm blind like a mole. I know all the Soviet heavy tank are blind tank, so don't try to spot, because it's not necessary. But I wanna find someone to shoot at with my massive 122mm gun that can punch with 440 average damage. But nobody shows. The first part of the match is a pretty lame and slow and boring. I'm trying to find some guy to shoot a blind shot, to the Foch that is camping on the tank destroyer zone on the other side, but here is coming the first medium tank. They want to try to contest the central part of the map, and it finds a defender. It probably is thinking, what is this moron wandering the central part with a defender with not enough gun depression? Okay, am I was distracted by my beloved girlfriend, and I come in the wrong position, but I'm determined to fight till the end. And here comes another guy. Okay, don't believe in what you saw. Just because snapshots in this way are 100% luck. Okay, we can go. Okay, I tried a snapshot on the weak spot of the super patching, and probably RNG supported me in this maneuver. Okay, I was pretty damn lucky. But the two guys with the medium tanks decided not to make pressure on the center part. We are losing the central part just because only my defender and the T-34 and the T-54 on the other side. Now I find an IS-3 sleeping on a corner. The guys with the FV decided to make some pressure to me. Finally, another punch. Look at 3 punch. Each punch was above 450 damage. This gun at tier 8, it's unbelievable. This is the first reason that for me is the proof that the defender is better than IS-3. In this position I was in null down, and nobody can go through my armor, and this gun is not accurate, but okay, look at shot coming from many directions, and I'm playing pretty damn safely. I'm driving around, guys are trying to shoot at me, and the armor is excellent. It's pretty damn sick, but I'm going to advise you, don't rely too much on this tank armor, because this tank armor is way better than IS-3. You can believe sometimes that you are invincible, because I have taken shot from Jack Panther E100, from tier 10 tanks, and the armor of this tank sometimes is unbelievable, but other times I was killed instantly, just because the angle of the armor makes the differences. Any gun with 250-ish penetration can give you a lot of problem, so don't underestimate tier 9 and tier 10 tanks and tier 8 tank destroyer, because they can go through your armor. Because if you make the wrong choice and place the tank in the wrong position, your armor will not protect you anymore, because it's thick but relies on angles. So if you place the tank in the wrong place with the wrong angle, everybody can go through your armor. This is probably the worst side of this tank. This tank gives you the wrong sensation to be invincible sometimes when you are top tier. When you are top tier, this tank is okay, is overpowered. It's overpowered. But when you are facing tier 9 and tier 10, beware. Beware of your position, otherwise you are going to die really quickly. Okay, I'm making my way through the AV side, trying to shoot. Okay, this shot goes on the ground because RNG this time does not help me. Now I'm in a side scraping position, and the standard round of the T-32 can go through my armor. 471. Look at this gun, look at this punch. It's pretty damn scary. Okay, this is a mistake of mine. I have come across this rock and my lower plate became an easy target. Okay, this is the bad choice. No, how not to use the defender. I'm showing you how to use the defender and now how not to use the defender. Ricochet from a shot blocked from a charioteer. The armor of the tank works nice, 360 degrees. The match is pretty close. I'm going to hunt down the last guys. Only an RT and a tank destroyer left on the battlefield. This was a standard matchmaking, but the defender is a pretty well playing all-around tank. It has no problem on flat surface, it has no problem on slower rolling hits. I'm fastening the replays just because I know that RT is in the opposite side of the map and I can do nothing more to kill the RT. Let's check the end of the battle. My friends are going to take down the RT. Okay, the RT was killed by my teammates. And here is the defender. Let's go and check the post-game statistics, so we can see if this tank is good or not. Okay, mastery badge, lesser achievement, a pretty standard battle, 4,500 damage, 5 kill, enough experience. I have done my contribution to the victory. I was pretty lucky in a couple of shots. Because the gun decided not to troll me, and here we can see if this tank is good or not. No premium ammo used, probably at the end because I went out of the standard rounds. But is this tank good or not? This tank is pretty damn good. It's probably one of the best premium in the game. It's a very good tank for many situations, clan wars, random. You can do a lot of money. You can train your crew at the best because the layout of the crew is okay. The layout of the crew is just enough for guys, not enough for the IS-7 that has 2 loader, but the tank is pretty damn good. It's fun to play, it's overpowered, and this is a good in my opinion it's a good thing for the fun and not a good thing for the gameplay balance, but whatever. Good money maker, good crew trainer, good tank, and yeah, the defender is a real beast. This tank is so good that Wargaming decided not to sell it anymore, for the exception of some special situation. So I'm going to say that probably you can find this tank behind the event of Christmas, of the next Christmas, I believe. And for this review, it's all. Yo Azzurra is going to greet you and give the appointment for everybody at the next review. Don't forget to leave a like if you like the review. Otherwise, leave a comment that helps the channel out. Hi everybody, see you at the next time.